Good evening, folks. I'm going to call the Development Review Board reorganization meeting to order. Is all members present except John Bauer? I will entertain motions for chairmanship.
I'll nominate George Tucker Jr.
Yeah, sure. We'll officially welcome Phil Carter back from the bench. The
woods.
We are very happy to have you here today.
Thank you, George.
Go ahead, Doug.
I'll nominate George Tucker Jr. as chairman.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. I'll entertain a motion for vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Phil Carter.
I'll second. All those in discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. I will entertain a motion for clerk.
I'll nominate Jared Jowdy.
I'll second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Elect paper of record. We'll, what do you guys think about the Vermont Journal and the Rutland Herald as backup?
I'll make a motion that we continue with them.
I'll second. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Everyone had been happy with Abby's performance.
Absolutely.
I'll make a nomination to appoint Abby Childs as recording secretary.
I'll second that.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Day and time of the meeting. We normally meet on the second Monday of each month. Backup day is the fourth Monday of each month. Typically, we meet at 6 p.m. with the site review, if applicable, beforehand. You guys still okay with that?
Yeah, I'll make a motion we keep it the same.
I'll second. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And for adopting rules of procedure, we have our draft in front of us.
Do we want to make changes on that draft now, or how do you want to handle it, George? I have a couple of things.
Sure. Let's look at it now, and we'll look at those rules and procedures.
Okay.
What do you got for changes?
Well, the first thing on number, let me get it here in front of me. 2.3 signature. It
Okay.
says the chair shall sign. If the chair is unavailable, the director of planning and zoning will be the official. That's new. I don't know why that's changed.
That should be the vice chair.
That's always been the vice chair.
Okay.
So I don't know how you guys want to handle
Okay.
that.
Let's make. What do you guys think about that?
Can we change that to
Yep.
read that? I'll change it on my copy right now.
Okay. What else you got? Phil?
On 6.9,
Just your name. That's fine. Okay.
Just wait, I have that.
Welcome
on
back.
6.9, reopening a hearing. If new germane evidence is brought to light after close of the hearing, the board may rewarn and reopen the hearing to accept that evidence into the public record. And I might be wrong on this, but we wanted to do that on a hearing, and I believe it was Chris Callahan that said we couldn't do it, that we couldn't reopen it. Do you remember anything like that, Rose?
I do, but I'm not sure if it was a case by case.
I just remember having that conversation with him about reopening a hearing to get more evidence, and he said, no, it's closed, it's over, you can't do that. Now, maybe it was a different circumstance, but
So would that be similar to like?
6.8, if you read 6.8, it talks about, how the board can do that, but it has to be a substantial change to the evidence, facts, or circumstances. And it has a 24 VSA 44770. Well, I can double check that.
I mean, it's
So
just something that crossed my mind.
Yeah,
that's
I
all.
mean, I think maybe if you put a note that says C 6.8, that might kind of clear that up for if someone. So if someone was just reading it, that it wouldn't be What do you guys think?
I agree with that. I think
Okay.
that we should, yeah.
What else you got, Phil?
8.1.
Okay.
Decisions, in the sentence that says, decisions shall be delivered to the parties who appeared and were heard at the hearing. We've had hearings where there's 30 or 40 people that have been heard. Should we limit that to interested parties?
Yeah, I agree to that. What do you guys think?
Okay, yes, just, will you,
Whoever wrote the
will you
petition.
reward that for us, Phil, the way you want to say? I'm there. I
I
just
mean,
want-
we've always let people speak because we're a small town and we figured if they were coming to the hearing, they
So-
have something to say, but should they really all get a full
So
copy of
the last
decision?
part of that sentence where it says, and shall also be delivered to parties who appeared and were heard at the hearing.
Okay, I see
He just
that.
wants it to say, and interested parties.
Okay, I'm
which
gonna
is
change
the-
that.
Which is the
And
legal requirement.
Okay, so take out that whole sentence and just add
Yeah, so instead, after that and, it would then just say, and interested parties.
interested parties.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
I got
that
it.
makes more
Okay.
sense. That's all I have.
I get it.
Okay. You guys have any other changes?
No, I'll make a motion that we accept the rules and procedures as corrected, as amended.
I thought you were going to limit it to. I thought you were going to limit it to interested parties, not and interested parties, because that you're still delivering it to everyone who appeared just on the list and may not have spoken. I don't know.
Yeah, we should limit it
Okay,
to interested.
okay, we'll make that
The,
change.
the applicant would get a copy and interested parties.
Okay. Sorry, you can go ahead again with your motion
Okay,
again.
I'll make a motion that we accept the rules and procedures as amended.
I'll second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. And I'll make a motion to adjourn the Development Review Board reorganization meeting.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
There you
I
go.
call the Ludlow Development Review Board meeting to order. First order of business is roll call. All members present except John Bauer. We welcome Phil Carter back to the board from his time away. First order of business, we're going to open a new public hearing for William and Marcy Tucker. Go ahead, Jared.
First item on the agenda is application number SUB 24-004. Applicant is William and Marcel Tucker. Property owners are the same, and the project description is the application is to subdivide one 10-acre lot into two lots, and two lot line adjustments will also be included. The hearing date is today, April 8th, 2024, 6 p.m. Public postings were at the town clerk's office, town hall bulletin boards, post office, and town website on March 22nd, 2024, and in the newspaper Vermont Journal on March 21st, 2024, and the abutting property owners were notified on March 21st, 2024. George?
Thank you, Jared. We have some people here to speak on behalf of this case. If so, raise your right hand. I have to swear you in and repeat after me. Nice. Okay, and anyone else that wishes to speak. to this
George, you
case.
might want to tell them
Are
on
you-
Zoom too.
So, because we're an on-the-record development review board, this is the equivalent of talking to the court, if that makes sense. And so, do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under pains and penalties of perjury? Yes. Okay. You just want to walk up to the mic and give us your name first and tell us about your project.
Yeah, William Tucker. My project is I'd like to subdivide, split the 10-acre piece into two lots. So hopefully build a house for my son Eli on the second lot.
Does the board have any questions?
Yeah, what's this 1.9 acres? It looks like you got 3 here instead of 2 subdivision.
No, one's a lot line adjustment, the first one.
Okay. So it's not 10 acres that you're dividing.
No.
So currently, it's a 10-acre lot,
It is.
and you're going to take 1.91 acres, erase a boundary line, and attach it to tax lot, the lot number in the taxes is 10-02-24. So that's right at the beginning of your driveway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that piece, that,
Yeah.
you get that? Doug? And the other lot line adjustment is at the end of this long driveway, the long skinny piece. So that long skinny piece will become part of lot tax number 10-02-18.
That's correct. Yeah.
Which is the big chunk out back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then that leaves you with two lots, one lot being 3.14 acres and one lot being 4.24 acres.
That's correct. Yep.
And those will be serviced by that long strip out to
Yeah.
Flato.
Yeah.
Flato Road.
And this doesn't cover any building, this only covers the subdivision.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're aware. Just one note of comment. You provided some plans from Belmont Septic Design.
Yes.
So at the state level, it's legal to have your well shield on your neighbor's property. The town of Ludlow has always encouraged that to not be the case, just because that can cause conflict with potentially your property that is not yours. Depicted as the proposed well, which would be on parcel A, shows a well shield that covers land that would be owned by Alexander Sheff and Elizabeth Foley.
Mhm.
So we would encourage you to try to make it possible to have that move so it's not covering their property with a well shield.
I'm not sure it's feasible on that lot.
Okay, that's just always
Yeah.
that's just something we always say.
Yeah.
The town of Ludlow
Yeah.
tries to encourage.
Just because of the topography and
Yep.
there's a wet area there. I don't know what there's another place to put it.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, so that, if that's true, would there like be an easement given to them from the chef?
What do you think, Phil? You've dealt with
What's Julie asking?
If
about
you're,
easement for well shields.
we've always had the well shields, we try to contain them, we've done that, our history of our board. Would that just mean that?
There's different ways to handle it because the law states you can do it. The Vermont law says you can do that. The reason we've discouraged it is just because it does encumber somebody else's property. And if they
Mhm.
wanted to put a shed there or something down the road, they can't.
Right.
So if you can move the well and move the shield, that'd be great. If you can't, maybe you can just come to an understanding with your neighbors.
Well, if you look, there's already a well existing for
Yes.
Yep.
109. I mean,
Yep.
this is just across the driveway, so I'm sure those shields are pretty much overlapping.
They aren't parts.
Yeah.
But like old wells are grandfathered, right?
Yeah.
I assume that's considerably older than.
Yeah, it's 28 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only concern that we've seen.
Yeah.
Does anyone else from the board have any comments or questions?
No, this is pretty simple.
I make a motion to close the hearing. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye, guys. You're all set? Hey, wait a minute. I'm right behind you.
Next item on the agenda is we're going to open a new public hearing for Okemo Limited Liability Company. Go ahead, Jared.
This is application number 28805-CU, amendment number 1, also 092-95-PUD, amendment number 3, and 478-20, Act 250, amendment number 1. The applicant is Okemo Limited Liability Company, property owner is Vail Resorts, and the application is for the relocation of the Starlight Carpet at Jackson Gore to the clock tower base area behind Mountain Lodge, Okemo Mountain Lodging Building C. Hearing date is today, April 8, 2024, 6 p.m. Public postings were at the town clerk's office, town hall bulletin boards, post office, and town website on 3/22/24 2024, and the newspaper Record Vermont Journal on March 21st, 2024, and the abutting property owners were notified on March 21st, 2024. George.
Thanks, Jared. Is there someone here to speak on behalf of this hearing? Okay, we'll swear you in. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury? Okay. Step up to the mic and tell us about your project.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Ted Reeves, Reeves Consulting, representing Okemo. And this project is to pick up a 50-foot magic carpet lift. Well, I call it a lift. It's not an aerial lift. It's a conveyor belt. Move it from the Jackson Gore base area over to the Okemo base area. And that's the entirety of the nature of the project.
Does the board have any questions?
I do. Do you break it down? How do you get it from point at 50 feet? You put it on a big flatbed?
No, it breaks down into little component pieces. There are supports. And then the conveyor belt itself, you can pull a pin and roll it up. So it's really.
So you don't need any special traffic control or anything?
No.
Running a big long thing down the road?
No. I went through an old Act 250 permit. Just so you can see. I didn't enter any of the evidence, but you guys can see that's the components of it. And as you can see, it all comes apart and it's just sleeps on cribs on the ground. So it's a really simple production to take it apart and put it back together.
Can we keep this?
Yeah, you may. Yep.
And we do have your letters in
Yep.
hand. And are you familiar with those conditions?
Yes.
Okay. And the revised letter from Stephanie?
Yes.
Okay. And you guys are in progress for that?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay.
Well, can you explain what's the?
So
On the ambulance.
It's this letter here. So I can read that for on the record. Which is the last paragraph. It says, at this time, Ludlow Ambulance Service will approve this project under the condition that conversations on CPR training to the employees continue and that by opening date for the 24-25 winter season, Okemo employees will have a minimum hands-only CPR training. That is in contradictory to her previous letter, which denied the project.
Because I saw that when she said that.
Yep.
She wasn't gonna. So where's that new letter? Is that?
It was in the new documents.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, okay.
That was.
I get it.
That was on.
I just didn't read that one first. I'm
Yep.
sorry. That was.
That's
too-
okay. That we just got that document.
I just had one question, George, kind of odd, but
Go ahead.
why, I was just concerned, is the Ludlow electric letters going to be required now? Or is there a reason that's in there?
I think
It's an email.
yeah, it's just an email.
Oh, okay.
It's
We've never had them approve anything.
I
so
know.
I was just surprised that.
Well, I think it's the new management up
It's
there
okay.
and
I
that
just
sort of
wanted to
stuff.
know if
Yeah.
that was one of our requirements from now on.
I think that was just a statement of service that you're not going to be pulling any additional power,
Correct.
if I understood that correctly.
Yeah, so Mountain Operations at Okemo has talked with Ludlow Electric, which they do all the time anyway.
Yep.
And so Brian Benoit approved the project.
Okay.
He's aware of the new loads.
Ted, when the magic carpet is removed, will there be something put in its place?
Not that I'm aware of, Phil.
Okay.
And the only thing that, one other question I had was, Chief Glinda said you will need a Division of Fire and Safety letter.
Yeah, usually, well, I don't know that we need one for the lift itself. We pull one for the power because, and that goes through Ludlow Electric. So Alan Shea, who's the electrician up there, and they do that with fire safety.
Okay.
The state electrical inspector.
Okay. Can you just make sure we get a copy of that?
I will. Yep.
They're not gonna replace this carpet
Is it
at
like
the other place?
Oh. So, there's a gentleman or lady, Bruce. Were you sworn in, sir?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so if you wish to make a comment, I have to swear you in. Please repeat after me. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury? I do.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm an owner in the Mountain Lodge. I don't know if I have any right to say anything because I know the property is owned by Okemo and Vale, but I'm kind of opposed to this. And also the relocation. Apparently, Jackson Gore is putting in another high-speed quad, not a high-speed quad, but a fixed quad to replace this lift. But I am opposed. I don't know if I have any right to say anything about this because we don't own the property, but I'm just stating my objection to this.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your comments. Any other questions from the board?
I did think before that they said they were gonna replace it with a bigger one. The one they were moving, I thought they said
Right.
before they were gonna replace it.
Not that I'm aware at this moment.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood them.
Yeah.
Alan has a question.
Were you sworn in for this hearing?
I did raise my hand.
Okay,
I
sorry.
don't know if it was recorded
No,
for the
this
record,
is
but
not-
but I do understand the pains and
Go ahead.
penalties of perjury, or the potential pains of penalties of perjury. Two quick questions. One, is the replacement magic carpet going to be bigger or longer, or is it replacing in kind? Is it going to be longer than the one that's existing? I assume it's replacing the one that's there by the snow stars, and Mr. Reeves can certainly address this. So I'm just wondering if it's replacing what's there, replacement in kind, and that brings the question as to why this has to come in front of the board, if it's replacement in kind. And two, I'm concerned about the ambulance conditions for CPR training based on something that I think Ms. Grover's concerns are nonetheless pertinent, but are not relevant to this permit application. So I will.
Yeah.
I will.
No, I don't know if you have any response to his questions about the lift and.
Yeah, the one that we're removing from Jackson Gore, it's going over to the base area by Okemo Mountain Lodge C building. So it's the same length, same equipment, same pretty much everything. There'll be a new power line. I think that's about it. So. Does that answer your question?
You're going to get rid of the one that's there and take that?
No, we're not disposing of any lifts that are in the base area.
No,
So-
I mean, Magic Carpet by Snow Stars, are you, no, sorry. I just started off with my phone.
We could do it.
There's already my understanding is there's already a Magic Carpet at the Snow Stars base area. So are you removing that one and replacing it with the one from Jackson Gore, or are you putting this Magic Carpet from Jackson Gore in a different spot?
So there's currently two small magic carpets down below by Snow Stars.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to go further up on the hill in behind Okemo Mountain Lodge C building. So just up above, like if you can imagine where the first aid room door is.
Mhm.
So it'll be just up above that.
Up and
Right
up
up.
at that.
Yep, up above
Okay.
the tree line.
Okay. So I guess based on that, I understand Mr. McGrath's concerns. And you already have teaching areas up there anyway. And I can't imagine it's going to impact the C building any more than they already are with grooming and whatnot. So that answers my questions. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Any other questions from the board?
No.
I just wanted to clarify to Alan that the reason it's in front of the board, this is all under conditional use. So any changes need to come in front of the DRB.
Thank you, Phil. I was under the impression they were replacing the one by Snow Stars, so this makes perfect sense. I understand that now. Thank you.
Okay, yep, go ahead, Bruce. Oh, did you have your hand up from before?
Yeah.
You guys Now it's up again. Is this a permanent installation, or does it get rolled up in the summertime, or does it just stay there forever?
Go ahead, Ted.
Yeah, as far as I know, it gets installed and it stays there. It's not something that they take out every summer.
Thanks. We appreciate your comments. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jared.
Ted, I was just wondering if this is going to turn into another teaching area where there would be lots of traffic for children.
Well, that area already is a designated ski school teaching area. So this is just a lift to supplement that, to actually help the kids get up and down that area without having to walk up and ski down and stuff. So
I was unaware it was a teaching area.
yeah, it already
For
is
the
a
benefit of
designated
the
teaching area.
condo owners. Okay.
Any other questions from the board?
No, I'll make a motion, we close this hearing.
I'll second. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Well, you guys, the Zoom, Mr. Baswell, he had his hand up before you closed.
Oh, sure told us.
Well, we've already closed the hearing.
It's a done deal.
That's a done deal. This is the last time I looked over, we answered the last gentleman whose hand was up.
That's what's hard is.
Okay, next is to open a recessed public hearing for Shaw's Supermarket. Do you have anyone here to provide an update for them?
Yeah.
And just to confirm, you were sworn in last time.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead and you can provide us our update.
I'm Nicholas Nitschke with Scott Griffin Architects, the architect putting together the flood-proofing package on the Shaw's building. That package was completed late last week. PDFs were provided to the board, as well as hard copies are in the mail. I was hoping they would get there today, but it might be another day or two before they show up. So you'll all have hard copies of the report and the drawings showing the flood-proofing measures that you can review. I've also sent copies of the report and drawings to the floodplains manager, Mr. Kyle Madash, and to Landon Wheeler over at Fire Prevention for their review.
Cool. Yep, we did receive in the mail today the packet for each of us here, and we'll review that for next meeting. And we also have in hand a new fire letter from Ludlow in regards to the flood wall. And we also did receive a copy of the Division of Fire and Safety construction permit letter as well. Does the board members have any questions on the update?
George?
Yep.
I just want to state that I've been following along with this. I've read all the minutes and I've listened to all the recordings so that under Vermont statute, I can participate going forward.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. Any other questions, comments from the board? Okay, I'll make a motion that we recess this hearing until next month.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. We appreciate the update. And next item on the agenda is we've got minutes.
Does anybody have anything before number 11 on page 1?
Are we starting on February?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, February 12th,
Okay.
2024.
And which one was your first one?
I just had a question on number 11, just the second sentence, and Rebecca said the patio is raised from the patio and there. I just think we need to take out the patio, the patio.
Patio is raised from the patio.
Maybe that's wrong.
So
I
it
just
must,
feel like,
oh, it's raised from the,
I think that there's too many
it
words.
should be
in
like
there.
raised from the road.
Something's not right with that sentence, but I'm sorry.
So
I
the
forgot why.
patio is
Rebecca
raised.
said the patio is raised from the patio.
I think the second patio should be road. Yeah, okay.
This is what she said. This is only a housekeeping matter on page 2.
Okay.
Number 2, George says there was a site visit today. This is only, I don't know. Do we need to say who was there at the site visit or do we
Nope,
not?
it's
Okay.
it's all unofficial.
Thank you. I wasn't sure. And the next one I have is page 3, number 8. Just take out about halfway down, they want to insert a blank that instead of the. It's just a grammar. Number 8, the second
That is
sentence.
inserted into it.
Oh, okay, yep. Okay.
That's all. Nothing.
Yep.
Just so it looks cleaner. And my last one is on page 5. It's not a complaint. It's just, it says RSG. And I just wanted to know if somebody reading this would know what RSG meant. Just in the first
where
one.
did you see that, sir?
On number 6, it just mentions RSG quite a few times. I just didn't know if somebody that was reading this would know what that stood for. If just one time we said RSG and then parenthesized what it means.
Yeah, okay.
Just so people know.
We'll have add, is it okay to add that? Yep.
What does it stand for? She wants to know.
I don't think it was said
Oh.
in the meeting. I was under the impression.
I don't know what it said. I didn't know what it was either. I just. Is that what it
Oh,
is?
okay. Oh, okay.
I just thought it doesn't really say what it,
So that was a company. Never mind.
I didn't know what it was either. I'd like to make a motion. We accept the minutes of February 12th, 2024 as corrected.
I'll second.
Okay.
All discussion? On the minutes? No. So there is an other business section. So this is only in regards to the minutes of February. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, what do you got for March?
Okay, I just have page 1, number 4, just the first sentence. I'm just asking Nicholas, I can't say the last name, notes in the next 2 weeks is to submit. And I don't know what he was supposed to submit. Or is it just take out the word is? Oh, maybe that.
So that had to do with the packet that we just received today.
Okay, so,
Which
okay,
is
I
for
guess
the-
I just didn't know what the packet
Yep.
was.
So that is for the flood proofing plan.
Is there any, we could just add that in there, just, that's all. And the last one is only a typo on page 2, number 4. It just says Tucker's says. Tucker's. I think it's just you.
Yeah, that is.
That's all. I make a motion that we accept them as corrected.
Second? Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Other business? You had a question?
I just wanted to talk quickly, voice a couple concerns that we had with the MOU between the mill and the town.
So being that hearing is not open,
Yeah.
we cannot add any evidence and things onto the record.
Okay.
So if you have concerns, we can bring that to the planning office.
Okay. Sounds good.
Any other business? I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, folks. Have a great night.